Welcome back, everyone. I'm seeing, of course, the lovely and talented Netter of Netters Network is here with me, as is Connie Cleary, who, as I mentioned before, was first to comment because she commented as soon as the stream went up. Jesse Green has migrated over here from the previous stream. Certainly appreciate this. One we need is a man who comes to dinner, great movie. Oh yeah, that's a good one too. There's a lot of them. It's very, very difficult for me to squeeze them all in here. And of course, Daniel Barry, Sports Highlights, jumps in here. Make sure that you're subscribed to his channel, especially if you are a sports enthusiast. Merry Christmas, my friend. It is so good to see you. And of course, our resident Blue Wrench doing all the encouraging tonight, because I think it's going to be a kind of a light night for the Blue Wrenches. I don't think anyone's been naughty, so I think everyone's been pretty nice for Christmas. So we're going to just jump right into it. This is a 2-hour jobber, so I'm going to go ahead. You guys are all probably still in Cosme. Daniel Barry, if you want to watch White Christmas with us, by all means, click on that Cosme link at the top. Anyone else who might be lurking, please do. And we will get started in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, play. So this is interesting. I didn't realize that this was the first film in VistaVision. There you go. White Christmas, song by Irving Berlin, first introduced, I believe, in the movie Holiday Inn. also with Bing Crosby. Lyrics and music by Irving Berlin. Yeah. This was when musical films were good. You know what I mean? Just hanging out before boarding the last leg on to San Diego. Well, God bless you. I'm not a left coast kind of guy, but stay safe, my friend. And we are certainly glad to have you. If you're not subscribed to Lester San Jose, the Skeptic Tank, check him out. He's got a great channel. Directed by Michael Curtis. Christmas Eve, 1944. I love this because you get the backdrop and then you pull back and you realize these are the boys out in the field. And this was very much how it was during World War II. There was a lot of what we'd call celebrities today, song and dance men, actors, singers, who served. And if you served and you could do something to provide entertainment and morale for the troops, you did it. I hear you, Jesse. I'm a Chicago boy myself. We all have our burdens. This kind of reminds me of for you Star Trek fans, the handover from Kirk to Styles. Or in the next gen, it was Picard to Jellicoe. Oh, and Charlotte Nightstar, Merry Christmas. Welcome, welcome. If you're interested in watching White Christmas, we literally just started if you want to click on that Cosme link above. So we just established that as a leader, he's more forgiving and he understands the need for this. The guy that's taking over for him, not so much. And he does need to warn these guys that things are changing. The thing that I think a lot of people don't realize when they watch some of these classic films, people like Bing Crosby actually served in World War II. A lot of these people did. Oh, I'll have to check that out, Charlotte. Let me go check that right now. May your days be merry and bright. Ba, 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 ba. Be wise. Oh, that's adorable, Charlotte. I hope you're having a wonderful holiday. Hey, they didn't know he was there. And he's like, yeah, I don't know if I can take much more of this. He said at ease.
Yeah.
He said at ease and he goes to attention. Wow. Gotcha, Jesse. I love that because it's, on the one hand, he's getting emotional, right? He's really garnered the respect of his men. And they do a little bit of the razzle dazzle to give him an exit. Because we love him, especially when he keeps us on the ball. Now, they don't explain it, but you see him limping, and they're probably sending him home. He's going to get a Purple Heart, and he's done. From the battle fray.
Yeah, so he probably got injured, maybe shot in the leg, and then.
He probably took some shrapnel.
Yeah.
With the grandest son of a soldier of them all.
He's even helping him get in.
Yep. You assume that dude was his adjunct.
Or aide de camp.
Yeah. Yep. And now it's arrived at their doorstep. Time to take shelter. Now, I do find that funny because he rescues them from the falling wall, and then more debris falls right on them. Here's the inn. He's like, I'm not passing up this opportunity. Oh, I might know a guy. Hey, how about me? Ah! That's his foot in the door.
It's like, wait, didn't he just take his arm out of that?
Yep. Victory in Europe Day. The tropical heat wave. I mean, he may have been a single act, but he's also a businessman, right? It's working out for him. Happy. I like the little bit of blue skies in there. The arm again. Gets him to do whatever he wants. Because, I could have died saving you. You owe me your life. And then, of course, they go right into blue skies. Oh, fine. It's business. Oh my gosh.
What? Never heard those phrases before.
Yeah, she's not the sharpest tool in the shed. Yeah. I love that. He throws his tie at him, he just catches it, puts it aside.
Well, like the hats. He packed
Yes,
both the hats in the
exactly.
same case, so they know where everything is.
And without any dialogue explaining it, you realize how in sync they are. They are like brothers at this point. Even their argument is the kind of thing that brothers would be doing.
But then he puts the shirt in the hamper. So it's like, if you're going to be traveling, why would you put your shirt in the hamper? Now he goes behind the suitcase to change his pants.
Uh-huh.
But when Bing Crosby does it, you actually get to see his knickers.
I don't think it's all that intentional. I don't think it's. Well, it could be a personal thing. He didn't want to, whatever.
See, he's not.
Or it's because of this gag with the shirt tails.
But we know Bing Crosby wears tidy whities.
Yes, he does. Nine children. I mean, he's right about that. She couldn't even spell Smith. Okay, so now we're getting down to it, right? He's a little jaded. All the girls he's been running into, right? They're all after something, right? And it's not genuine.
Really the marrying kind.
Yeah.
They're the girls you date and you have fun with, but they're not the ones that you marry and you have
right. And he's at the point where he thinks that nobody in their industry could be right for him. Freckleface hates the dog-faced boy. Well, it's not a good reason, but it's a reason. And the way they laugh tells you even more. It's like, that actually is a good reason. It's like, okay, you're right. We owe it to a buddy from the service, right? She had no lines, but she got to show off her gams in the foreground of the shot. Now this is good. This is good. Now we pick up the dynamic of the sisters here.
Yeah, she put up the books on the chair so that would be the right height for the ironing board.
Yep. Just this little bit of dialogue tells you a lot about their background. But he might have
2 drips in that cup.
There is a very interesting dynamic here between the sisters that is very much like Wallace and Davis. They kind of complement each other. And it also makes it very clear that these aren't like the other girls that you saw earlier, right? They're sharp, they're business-minded. They're both famous.
And she didn't even lift up the cup enough to be able to take a
Right.
drink out of it.
So when I was in 8th grade, I was in a variety show at my school. I did a couple of acts. I played Linus in a segment from You're a Good Man, Charlie Brown, the song Clouds. And I played Groucho Marx in a skit that was mostly inspired by Animal Crackers. And a girl that I really liked at the time was one of the two girls that did this bit. So the first time I saw it was in that live show. They didn't harmonize as well as these two do. Not only is this a great, okay, so I've commented before about musicals and musical films and whatnot, especially some of these types of films, that these songs were filler almost. But in this particular movie, it is very well done, because this is what you would consider to be a filler musical number, but it is a setup for a joke later that is just a masterpiece. And welcome, Real Wade Nation Gaming Clips. Guys, make sure that you are subscribed to Real Wade. I'm just going to say Wade. Subscribe to Wade. He is, without a doubt, one of the hardest working YouTubers I've seen. He does exactly what you see Wallace and Davis do, promoting themselves. He's working it like Wallace and Davis. So make sure that you are subscribed to him. If you're enjoying this film, you're subscribing to Wade. Boy, girl. Yeah, you know what he's doing.
One is called Phil. The other one is Mr.
Yeah.
Really?
Well, it's interesting because you'll notice that about their dynamic. You know, one's a captain, the other's a private, right?
Yeah.
And even in civilian life, they kind of still fill that, you know? And welcome, Adanui. Good to see you, my friend. Good to see you. Of course, we are watching White Christmas. Links above. You can jump in and watch the film from where we're at. You notice that's alfalfa.
Yes.
Yep.
Like I say, isn't that alfalfa?
Yeah, it keeps them from getting scurvy. That's a bit of a stretch. Nix. Pushing. Boom. That eye contact is like, wow.
I don't think it could be any more off the face.
Right? Wait. No. I wouldn't change a thing. The best things happen when you're dancing. And see, this is great. It builds a little friction between them, but he's just being genuine. He really isn't bothered by it. She made something of it, and it becomes a little bit of an argument between them, but he was really genuinely good-natured about it. And look, let's face it, he's been in this situation where he's partnered with a guy who worked an angle, you know?
And it still is.
Yes, and he's fine with it. And look, even the whole idea of your sister sent the letter, well, you know what? Your brother is still a buddy of ours from the service. It's still appropriate. Thank you so much, Lester.
Frankly, I think the younger sister that's there on the screen is the prettier of the two.
See, that's just, man, they hit it off right away, right? Maybe it isn't just the music. Best things happen while you're dancing.
Yep.
I actually love this number. This is another one of those throwing in a song that really doesn't need to be here. It doesn't really add anything to the movie, but I love this tune. They dance so well together. They set it up with the banter between them that it's got you already like you're rooting for them. This is another tune that kind of comes back as a reprise later in the film in a very humorous way. Now, the one thing I do have to say is that Vera Ellen, I think of all of them, even maybe more than Danny Kaye, incredible dancer. She's just on point.
Oh, you couldn't be in a movie like this back then if you couldn't dance.
And yet, she was the odd person out. She took a lot of abuse from Bing Crosby in this film. And let's face it, she wasn't as big a name as the other three, but her dancing was spot on. I mean, talk about point the toes, I mean, if you've ever done musical theater, you know what I mean.
And to have to do it in those shoes.
Oh, she was probably used to it.
Well, you also have to notice that her shoes have the strap that goes around her ankle.
Yep.
That's so she could do all these moves without her shoe flying off.
Yep. They actually give her a little bit of ankle support, too.
I remember when my waist was that tiny.
My waist was never that tiny. Yes, that's the great analogy there, Jesse. Just like Gene Kelly and Debbie Reynolds in Singing in the Rain. I will absolutely be doing a watch party of that probably on a Monday in the new year. She carried me right with her. That's a great line.
It's like, we'll take care. Don't worry about it.
We like to take care of that too. I love that. That's a great payoff to the conversation earlier, you know? I'm watching Fellowship and playing PC games and listening to these wonderful people. Are you hearing the do you have sing I almost said Singing in the Rain. Thanks a lot, Jesse. Do you have White Christmas playing too? Are you hearing that as well? For an old pal in the army. Yeah, exactly. Oh, you're just listening to us? Well, that's fine, Wade. Then I'm going to ask you to do me one favor, Wade. If at any point you feel like I've gotten too distracted by the film and I'm not talking enough, make sure you say something, okay? You're the feedback machine for us. Oh, you're on the phone. Oh gosh, you're bound by how much charge you've got. That was another great setup, right? The thing. Oh, our phonographs are recordings. That's important because they're going to need that in a second. There's nothing left for a plot hole. They set up everything. Well, keep punching. Let's just say we're doing it for an old pal in the army. Yeah, exactly. He actually has a great point. You know, you may have a right to them, but I have a right to them performing as well. No introduction to who it is, and this is awesome. There's the recording. That's why that line was important earlier.
And they had to have seen them come out on stage, though.
No, they're in the office. They're not seeing any of this.
No. The audience should have seen them come out with the.
Oh, yeah, probably. They're doing this in a very comical way, but it also demonstrates they paid attention to the act so they could parody it. Merry Kwanzaa, Navidad, Hanukkah, Christmas, everybody. See, you forgot Ramnetet, the Feast of the Long Night. We just celebrated that last night with the Klingon Christmas Carol. But I do want to welcome Kun Matoyer. I saw you the other night. Thank you so much for stopping by. It's good to see you.
I like that little with this face.
Personally, I'm of the mind that the idea of happy holidays, I think there's value to that. Because let's face it, regardless of what you celebrate, you may or may not celebrate Christmas. There's a lot of parallel, holidays. There's also Thanksgiving, New Year, Happy holidays is fine. But thank you, my friend. This makes absolutely no sense. All they gotta do is say, what?
Yeah, but what about their phonograph and their stuff? And their costumes?
I would have the guy that whose facility this is just forward it to them. He gave the tickets to the girls, right? See? So if you mean Christmas dinner like Christmas Day, Netter and I are having some ham steaks. I didn't get out to the store to get my regular ravioli. But if you mean Christmas Eve, I made a fish casserole, kind of a nod to the Italian Catholic, Feast of the Seven Fishes, and pasta aglio olio, oil and garlic pasta. It's Christmas Eve tradition for me. It's just the two of us, so I'm trying not to make too much food. I always cook at the holidays like I'm cooking for an army.
Yeah, and it's way too much food, and then we're eating it for another 2
We're
weeks
eating it for a
afterwards.
whole week, and then we end up throwing it out because it can only keep for so long. It gets some peanuts. So here's the humor, because literally, if he'd just paid the $200 that the girls owed, it would have been a whole lot less effort for them. It's almost costing him $200 paying for the tickets again and all this other stuff. Gotta ask, I'm seeing a good handful of people here. Anyone ever ridden a cross country train like this that had a dining car and a bar cart and whatnot?
I never have, but it sounds like a lot of fun.
I did once when I was going to a camp in Cimarron, New Mexico, and it was just like this. It was a train that looked exactly like this. Thank you, Wade. Thank you so much. Man, I knew he's never been on a train in his life. It's interesting because I was talking about this kind of a cross country train as opposed to the local trains like Netter and I have ridden a lot in Chicago. The CTA train, the elevated lines, and so forth.
Isn't there something you wanted to say to the girls?
Oh, geez, again with the girl, boy, girl. Ah, ha, ha, ha. Very Vermonty. And he grabs his arm. I love it. I love it. Oh, wait, don't say that out loud. I'm going to ruin my reputation. I just had hot buttered rum.
I know, I had a hot chocolate. It's made me sleepy.
So, it won't be long before we'll all be there with snow.
You're nuts, lady.
I love, and they turn and he's pouring out a slushy drink.
Yeah, it looked like a margarita.
So, again, this is kind of a filler song, but it is a very important one to the story because when they get to the inn, there isn't any snow, and that's affecting their business. So there's really no wasted songs in this film.
It's like, where does those green bits come from?
From the garland in the middle there.
Oh.
Yeah, speaking of which, the past couple days we've had snow. We had snow covering our backyard. We got up this morning. There's nothing. It warmed up again. And of course, the other element is because this is White Christmas, the snow is very important, right? It's part of the plot. Connie says this movie is a personal favorite of you and your mom. I totally understand that. Totally understand that. Now, if Mark Malnikoff was here, he would tell us exactly what kind of train that is. He's a train guy. He knows his stuff. So I was supposed to make some eggnog for Netter, and I haven't yet because I got so busy getting these streams together. I did pop a bottle of wine, but that was for the seafood casserole that I made. I drank tonight 2 cups of hot buttered rum, and Netter had 2 cups of hot cocoa. Grass covered igloos. So 1954, they must have had global warming back then, huh? Maybe. Southern Vermont. I like that. '68's pretty amazing, right?
Yeah, it's practically a heat wave.
He's got an electric blanket under his underwear. God, I used to love Eskimo pies. And so here you have a shot. You know that's a set, right? That's not a real exterior shot on location. I don't care. I think it's perfect. We take it in during the day. This is a great setup. I love this scene. Because they're getting ready to leave, and then who walks in? Boom. Salute. Anyone who's ever served understands what this dynamic is like. A janitor.
Never thought they did, huh?
As a matter of fact, it's worse than that. I own this place. Obviously sarcastic based on the way business is going. We have a floor, don't we? Especially when you don't know what you're talking about. Be there, I'll sue. I'm on KP. That's Kitchen Patrol for those of you that know Habla. But no one can.
I'm gonna say, considering that those feathers and stuff were back in Florida,
Yeah.
how'd they get there?
This breaks my heart. This is what I was saying earlier, right? He really garnered the respect of his men to the point that they do anything for him. Can't talk him into anything. I've been to a number of these kinds of resorts. They're wonderful. They are worth every penny, but they're all going away. If you ever saw the movie Dirty Dancing, that's another one of those kinds of resorts. Netter and I spent a couple of winters at a place in Geneva. Just loved it. Oh no, they're too big. He's talking about himself. See, and now they're all on the same page. This isn't just helping a buddy in the army. This is helping the big guy. You know,
Yeah.
They really feel that they owe him. Now, of course, there's, for the romance storyline, there's got to be misunderstanding and so forth. But he wants to make this work for him. I love this line here. Wow. How much is wow?
And
How much is wow?
And if the performers are taking up all the rooms, where are the guests going to be?
No, he's going to be paying to house them. Somewhere between ouch and poing. Oh, jeez. Oh, man. Oh, jeez.
See, go to the lobby for your room.
Yes.
So if they are taking up all the rooms,
he is paying for it. Now they're probably getting a rate, but he's paying for it. Just being there, he's giving the old man money.
But when guests come, there's no room at the inn.
See, they're gilding the lily here. The way they should. Well, wait, I'll let it play out for a second. See what they're and it's exactly what they're trying to do. They're making it sound like, hey, you're doing us a favor. You're allowing us to, try out our acts, do our practice that we can't normally do in the off season by giving us a space to do it. They're doing something good for him, making it sound like, he's doing something for them. Bless you.
Thank you.
And if you're listening to the music as they're rehearsing, it just sounds like, they're rehearsing tunes, but these are tunes that they will be doing as numbers later on in the story.
Did you turn off the stove? I'm just going to double check.
Double check. I thought I did.
No, I was just smelling something. It smelled like it was cooking, so I'm just going to double check.
Okay, I don't want to hear any postmodern upsets about minstrel shows, okay? It's vaudeville, it's entertainment, it's, let's just deal with it. Oh, I heard pull his teeth out on Sunday. Oh, yeah. Okay. Duh. And left the well alone. This is what you would call dad jokes these days. Yeah, this is one of those tunes. You heard them practicing a little bit earlier. She had some legs, let me tell you. I must have been about 12, 13 years old when I first saw this movie. And I remember my mom's comment about the dancers in this routine. She's like, you know, every one of those guys is probably gay. And I'm like, Mom, come on. She's like, well, it's true. Huh?
Oh, there's nothing on.
What were you smelling?
Kind of like when you first light matches.
Mm. So you watch these dance routines and you see people so perfectly in step with each other. The only way that happens is a lot of practice.
And can you tell?
I love
okay?
I love that routine. He wasn't even touching her. She was holding herself up with her leg around him. But look at every single one of them is on step. They're moving like a single unit. Man, that's just amazing.
Well, she's obviously a dancer.
Oh, yeah. Whoops. So earlier on, when he was talking about this show, he said it you know, in New York, it would cost you $660 or $880 to see a show like this. Now multiply that times 10. That's what it would cost these days for
More
a
than
show like
that.
this. Okay, good point. That's what it would have cost when we got married. I don't know about now.
Yeah, it's like now if you want a ticket to go just even see the orchestra playing downtown,
Yeah.
it's like 200, 300 bucks.
Okay, that's another great dynamic there, right? It took them a second to realize there was something kind of romantic going on because they were both so keyed into business. Again, they both think the same way. Warm buttermilk's a great way to get to sleep. She's actually not wrong about that. That's actually absolutely true. So he does this a lot, and Dean Martin used to do that too, playing around with the German accent. Look, you come back from a war fighting the Germans, you're gonna play around with that. Now Rosemary Clooney said that this whole bit that he does, this was all improv. I dream about liverwurst. Grab the cow.
Of course, he's just going to just start singing.
Again, a song, it doesn't need to be a song, but it fits so perfectly, right? And a song like this, trying to help someone mellow out, get ready for sleep.
Oh, I don't need any help with that.
Not to mention they're both, musical, so she's listening to this like a musician, you know. And you can't sleep. Just count your blessings instead of sheep, and you'll fall asleep counting your blessings. Now he's being the logical one, right? And she turns it right around on him. I love that. And you'll fall asleep. Oh, the Clue Channel. Welcome, welcome. Merry Christmas to you, the Clue Channel. We're about midway through White Christmas. It's obvious. It's a famous one. You should know it if you want to, watch from where we're at. Links at the top. Would love to hang out with you. Oh, that's a great line. I know exactly what I'm going to dream about tonight. Clue, have you never watched White Christmas before? This is a classic. I play this one every year. No, don't be sorry, man. It's great when you can always experience something. It's always new. Yeah, this is rough. This is rough. He feels aimless. He feels like his business isn't working out. All he knows is the service. So he's hoping maybe he can be a trainer. Why, you dirty old. That's brutal. That's just brutal. Ouch. See, and he knows what that means to him, and it hurts. Yeah, he knows what it means. Oh, this is gilding the lily again. Man, that's rough. He's he's depressed. And now he knows I gotta do something for him. I gotta help him somehow. But now he's thinking the service, right? I love this. This is brilliant. I wish I'd thought of it. I love it. They're on the same page. I love that. So this Ed Harris, think of it, a fictional Ed Sullivan or something like that, Okay. All the things I've been saying about how all the tunes have been, none of them are throwaway. All of them.
I hate this one.
I do too. This is one they could totally cut. We don't need it.
Not at all.
It's almost a little bit self-aware too, because it kind of comments on modern choreography, this weird interpretive dance, jazz, whatever the heck this thing is. It even makes me wonder how many of these girls who probably were, classically trained in dance are like, what the hell are we doing? Anyway, I'm going to take this opportunity to hit the head real quick. I'll be back. Best things happen while we're dancing.
Yeah, I don't like this song. Cute dress, though. Can you imagine, though, having to try and dance with heels on? I mean, the guys at least get to wear flats, so their feet aren't going to be killing them, but it's that easy to dance in heels. I mean, yeah, the professionals get used to it, but those things kill your feet. Yeah, I don't get this kind of beatnik weird dancing thing he's doing here. And it looked like he almost missed the table. It's like his toes got right on the edge and he managed to get himself up, but it looked like he almost didn't make it.
Okay, I'm back. See, and this is really important too, because he's getting across, because Ed Harris is like, hey, let's do it up, Hollywood, we all gain out of it. No. This is about helping the old man, Oh, welcome, Mark. Good to see you, my friend.
And she doesn't hear the whole story. So
yeah.
She thinks that,
She doesn't hear him saying, no, that's not what we're doing here. If anything, Ed Harris is the one who was trying to work an angle. He wanted to get a little bit out of it. Hey, Mark, guess what I'm having right now? Pippius Claw. It's probably the best I've ever made.
That's for amateurs. I use steam.
Yeah, see, that's not what's happening.
Yeah.
Even the celery flakes worked out in this. I did something different with them too.
And what?
In the
Pippi's Club.
Yeah.
Remember, I cannot see what you're doing. Your screen is in the way.
Right.
I'm sitting there going, the last thing you talked about was your drink. And I'm like, you put celery flakes in your drink?
No, that is not Margaret Hamilton.
No, that's definitely not her. But she always plays a maid.
Yeah, Mary Wicks is her name. Just a famous character actress. I think she played Calamity Jane in a movie I had seen once.
Most of the time, though, she ends up playing somebody's housekeeper or maid.
In fact, she was a voice actress in The Hunchback of Notre Dame in '96. That's how long she's been around doing stuff. She played a nun in Sister Act too. And wow, welcome Sashi. Yes, it's Christmas there. Merry Christmas, Sashi. Good to see you, my friend. So this is again her falling for her jumping to conclusions.
Yeah.
Just like, when they first met. She's feeling a little brokenhearted because she was really kind of falling for him. I mean,
Yeah, it's like, what did I do to you?
you're not wrong about that, Mark.
I'm going to have a Diet Dr. Pepper. I figured it's Christmas Eve. I can have a soda.
Yes, you can.
I have them so infrequently. I'm going to have one.
I could warm it up for you with a little bit of lemon.
No, thank you.
Okay.
For some reason, it seems to make it taste a little bit sweeter. And
it does. Yeah, it absolutely does.
Well, that's just it. I don't like the drink sweet.
Yeah, okay. I get you.
That's why I rarely drink soda.
And they're both like, the heck? 12:24 and you're at work? I'm sorry to hear that, Sashi. I agree with him. If that's love, somebody goofed. Now, she's not wrong about her theory in that regard, but I think she's focusing too much on that aspect. They're missing a whole big segment there. One day or over a drink, we'll talk about some things I observed in theater productions that I had to bring to a producer's attention. Interesting. I spent a lot of time in the theater, so chances are I've probably seen some of the same stuff. That's an absolute must. Superman, yeah. The worst. Absolutely necessary. That's funny. I've always read that as he is kind of smitten with her, but he's afraid of his own feelings, you know?
That's a pretty dress.
My father-in-law said, for better or for worse, this is the worst. There you go.
Pipe smokers.
Yep. That's right. I wanted to get out and get some more pipe tobacco.
Are you out already?
Whatever's left is too dry to smoke at this point.
That green looks awesome on her. I can't wear green. It makes me look yellow.
The fact that she's a redhead helps.
She's blonde.
Is she?
They're both blonde.
Oh, that's right. She is.
And that girl that said hi.
Yeah.
She always plays a bimbo.
Yep. Because she's got that voice. It works perfectly.
Put together.
And they both have to know what they're doing. I like that he ends up dancing with the guy. Might as well. No one else is. And I have to believe they both knew what their companions were doing to them. Give me a little jingling. Engaged. Yeah, I do too. Yeah. Champagne. Once you get to know him, he's almost adorable. Oh, a little icy today. Keep in mind, he still has no idea why she's upset. That comes off pretty bad, but
Yeah, I hope you never compare me to a dog.
a dog that he doesn't have. If he has a Cocker Spaniel, that dog has died by now. She won't. She won't drink to that.
Oh, because she has a misunderstanding because
Yeah.
the busybody gave her wrong information.
This is another scene that I think is really kind of brilliant because facing away from her, we see that she's crying. That tells us she was really into him and she's really brokenhearted. Mark, I had actually totally forgotten about that scene from the Jetsons. Peanut butter, liverwurst, and sardines. I remember that now. No, he's absolutely right. I'll tell you what, Netter and I have had some great friends, other couples that we've helped each other through things like that. Misunderstandings, helping people get their heads right. Humans are social animals. You try to go your own way, you're gonna muck it up. Many advisors make victory assured. He doesn't even know what he's talking to. He doesn't know at all why she's upset. He's really trying to take it all on himself. What did I do? What did I say?
The energy these people
I know,
have.
right? Now, this number, again, it isn't really an important number, but it's an awesome jazz number. I really do like it.
Okay, that is not a good color for her. Maybe if it was a brighter yellow or a more subdued yellow.
Actually, I like the outfit on him. You know, the pullover with the collar.
Yeah, well, that dark mustard color does not work for her.
Nah.
It has
Skirt's
to
great,
be either
though.
brighter or it has to be more subdued.
Notice how the streamlined coaches morph into heavyweight Pullman cars with riveted sides. The no-name smooth coaches were likely parked at the station. Yeah, you weren't here earlier when they were on a train coming to Vermont, and I had actually said if Mark Malnikoff was here, he'd probably be able to tell us exactly what kind of train that was. So I never really noticed this until I was doing production work when I started the channel here. But you get this, it's literally a freeze frame of her holding the letter so you can read it. It seems a little bit unnatural, but how else are you going to do it, right? Don't start that again. I like the way he turns that. I love that too, because
she really does care about
he
him.
says that and you realize she really is into him. She's like,
Yeah.
I wanted to be stuck with this Weirdsmobile. Don't bring anything valuable. And he goes for the arm right away.
She has some great dresses.
Yes, she really does. My mother said that the red dress she wears at the end of the film inspired her wedding dress. Obviously not wearing red, but you know, the muff and the fur and whatnot.
Because it's a romantic song and she doesn't want to sing it with him in the audience.
True, but you also have to look at it from his point of view too. This is what we rehearsed. I don't want to mess with this.
Yeah, and then what
This
am I
is
supposed
my
to tell
show.
the dancers?
Yeah. No, I think he was right to. He was very nice about it. I would have been a little bit more stern with her.
Okay, the other thing I don't like about her dress is that it's a fishtail. I can't stand fishtail dresses. they make it very hard for you to walk because they're so tight around the knees.
But they really do look elegant. But my favorite fishtail dress was, of course, Mary Jane Watson's wedding dress. This is another one of those tunes that it's just too perfect given the narrative.
What am I missing? Oh.
Yeah, Mark drop a meme. Mom, you never wear the clothes that I buy you. The clothes.
Fish.
So this is where I get the stream demonetized. I'm going to tell a story. I went to a Catholic grade school, and one of the things they did at Christmas time was they would have vendors come in to sell stuff they were just trying to get rid of at very reduced prices. But it gave the kids an opportunity to bring in some of their pocket money to buy gifts for the family. And I wanted to buy a necklace for my mom. And I'm looking through, some of the jewelry I'm seeing there, and I saw this great pendant. It was like a charm, pendant in the shape of a spoon. And I'm like, my mom is the cook of the family. I think this is cute. I think she'd like it.
And how old were you?
Oh, I must have been about 9 years old.
Okay.
And I'm going to pay for it. And I didn't have a nun this year. I had a lay teacher. Saw it, and she's like, maybe, are you sure this is what maybe we should get you something else? Maybe, no, this is what I want to get for my mom. What I didn't know until years later, my mom told me, the teacher took her aside when she came to pick me up that day and said, look, I got to tell you, bought you this gift. We didn't vet the vendor the way we should. And so he bought you a pendant that says cocaine, and it was a cocaine spoon. And he doesn't realize, but she's like, that's fine. I'll deal with it. It's cool. She kept it. She loved it. She thought it was funny. She understood the thought behind it. See, she still thinks that this is, and he doesn't know it's about the Ed Harris thing. At this point, the girls are in on it. They know.
Yeah. Oh, so does the old biddy finally know?
Yeah. It's a thing. It's a terrible thing. You got to come right now. A small compound fracture. A small internal muscular hemorrhage. And all three of them are like, oh my gosh. He's a song and dance guy. He's not an actor.
Yeah, it's like I hate it when people think that they know the whole story from hearing a snippet of a conversation, because that's how misunderstandings happen.
I love this. He's making his pitch via song, right? And you realize why it's important that he doesn't hear this. It would embarrass him.
And now, girly girl.
Now
knows
she's
what's going
understanding,
on.
yeah.
It's like, now don't you feel salty for,
Yeah.
You know?
And they all say General Who. If you served with that general, this is grabbing you hard. It's true. After World War II, you had a lot of lifers that didn't know what to do with themselves anymore. He checks his watch. Here, boom. And I love that because you got Ed Harris like, I don't understand him at all. You know, we were going to make this a thing. I mean, she's just broken like, by that, you know?
Oh, I really missed him. Yeah, you did, you old cow.
So Mark says he's going to share his Passover story. When he was 5, found mom's sanitary napkins. I was told they were for special occasions. So since I was helping set the table and it was Passover, I put one of mom's special occasion napkins in every place setting. My uncle wanted pictures. I love this bit here. I love that. She's good. It took 15,000 men to take my place.
Got a point.
Yeah. Now, you have to understand his perspective on this, too. It is not really appropriate for him to wear his uniform because he's not serving. I'll have to check that out. That looks interesting.
Okay, she's wearing a really cute dress, too.
Yeah, I'll definitely read that afterwards, Mark. That looks really interesting.
He's like, what's going on?
I love this. This gets me every single time.
Because wasn't that his aide de camp?
Yep. Yeah, the same one you see get into the car behind him. See, he's already in tears. And we'll tell the kiddies we answer duty's call with the grandest son of a soldier of them all.
Even his aide de camp is getting teary-eyed.
Yep. Just routine, sir.
And I'm still going, but they're all wearing neckties.
Yeah. Because he's pulling from what he said in the field.
I'm waiting for somebody to jump out of the cake.
I'm trying to figure out how they did that because he got some of the ones on the opposite side of the cake.
A breeze.
They must have had something going on there. I mean, I have heard that for all the belly aching they did about the MREs, they did eat well, and a lot of the people that were back home were like, yeah, because the boys in the service got first pick of the food.
Okay, that waist is impossibly tiny.
Yup, but it's real.
It's not proportional to her upper or lower body.
Well, the fact is that the upper part is she's probably kind of swimming in it in the bust and shoulders, and even the hips are cut a little wide.
Yeah, I know what those hats were called.
Yep. See you next Tuesday, hats.
Yep. I have a black one.
Yup.
Yes, but that captain needs to straighten his cap.
True. A lot of the biggest names in Hollywood, if they weren't serving, they were volunteering to entertain the troops. Bob Hope was a big one. In fact, that's a bit of a send up because their show, this fictional show of theirs is, very much like Bob Hope's troupe that he used to take on tour to perform for the troops.
Yeah, I'm sure a lot of these big name actors and singers, whenever, could have tried to not serve.
Yeah.
It's like, well, I'm a big entertainer. I don't have to. Well, I mean, Elvis Presley served, and he was a huge name. There's a Korean pop group that I listen to, K-pop group. They're called BTS. All of them are serving right now. But it's a little bit different because in Korea, it is mandatory that you do 18 months of service for every single male. So you choose when you're going to do it, but you have to do that 18 months. So all 7 members of BTS are currently serving. A couple of them already gotten out, and the rest are in doing their rota. I think they're all supposed to be out by like May or June of next year.
See, it actually is snowing.
5. There's 5 of them. I just stop and think.
I appreciate it, Mark. I absolutely will be looking at that. Oh, those were the days. This is actually cute, and this is that gift is set up early in the film during the whole sandwich and buttermilk scene.
What did you say about this outfit at the end? This red dress?
Actually, it's hers.
Oh.
That red dress is what inspired my mom's wedding dress.
Oh.
Oh, I guess they're both wearing basically the same dress. Just one's got a what do you call it? A collar to it.
I like the bottom of the younger sisters.
Yeah.
And the top of the older sisters.
I agree.
Because the one for the younger sister, the top looks like somebody just took a whole bunch of cotton balls and stuck it on around her neck.
Yep.
one on the far left, the ballerina, looks bored. Okay, the tree didn't light up when she put her magic wand on it, so what was the point of that?
Knight on a white charger. Wait a minute, I'll join you.
And it is snowing. Of course, considering the barn door is open, shouldn't it have been really cold in there?
Yeah.
We have a partially white Christmas. There's little tiny patches of snow still in the grass.
Do, 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 do. And bright. There you go, guys. White Christmas. That is I haven't always had a white Christmas, but I've always had a great one. So that's it for this stream. If you are a late night type of person, you want to join us for a bit of a Midwest tradition. We are going to see in Christmas through midnight with Santa Claus Conquers the Martians. One of those so bad it's good cult following B-type old-fashioned sci-fi films. That will be coming up in about 20 minutes. So if you don't leave here, you will be forwarded to that stream. And of course, don't leave Cosme, because that's where we'll be. And we'll see you over there.
With all the weird.
Good night, ladies.
Good night, sir.
Hit it, sweetheart.